guys, it's Anna. I am super excited about today's video. It's very fast, quick, easy, probably the quickest video I will have ever posted on my channel. Also, new hair. It's darker, it's a little shorter. I got like some little curl bangs. I don't know why I'm exciting this, but yeah, super excited. I posted this TikTok on my account that blew up and a lot of people wanted to know how to make this little produce hammock. So that is what I'm gonna be showing you today. Like I said, literally so simple. I almost didn't make a tutorial because I felt like it was too simple, but a lot of people still wanted it. So I'm putting this video out. Also at the end, I'll show you like how I put mine up and how you can like set it up. It's very simple. Again, there's literally nothing at all difficult about this. Super beginner friendly. I kind of go through, it's definitely not like a beginner project in that I'm teaching you how to crochet for the first time, but it's extremely beginner friendly and first project friendly. If you know the basics of crochet, anybody can do this. So yeah, and you can make it as large or as small as you want to, so totally customizable. But that's really all I have to say. Let's just get into the video. All right, first thing you're gonna need is some yarn, obviously. This is a really old ball of Lily's Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. You don't have to use this. You can use literally any worsted weight yarn. I would really recommend cotton. Personally, I think that's just like my favorite to work with, and for a project like this where you might be wanting to wash it and things like that, I would recommend a cotton. You don't have to though, but just any worsted weight yarn is what I'd recommend for this. And then you'll need a hook. I'm actually using a 4mm. Usually you would use like a 5mm, which you could totally use for this. I just like mine to be a little bit tighter, especially again for something like this where you're gonna have things kind of hanging in it. So I'm using a 4mm hook. You'll need a darning needle to weave in your ends at the end, and some scissors. And then this is optional, but a tape measure if you have it / want to use it. Just I'll be giving you my measurements in case you want to make yours exact, but it's totally not necessary if you don't have that. So to start off, you're gonna grab your yarn and you're gonna make a slip knot. So to do that, you are just gonna wrap the yarn around your finger, make a loop like that, and then go through that loop and pick up this longer piece of yarn and make a slip knot, or make one however you like to make it, and then insert your hook and tighten that down. And now we are gonna be chaining the width of the hammock. So this is obviously like the length, how long it stretches, and then the width is what we're gonna be chaining right now. Here is the other one I made. It's a little stretched out because it's obviously been in use, but this is kind of what it looks like. As you can see, it's literally just a rectangle, so super simple. And we're gonna be chaining this length. So whatever you want that to be, I'll measure mine. Mine's about 8 3/4 inches or so. I might make this one 9 inches just so it's easier. And I kind of wanted mine to be a little bit wider. So I'm gonna make mine, let's say 9 inches. The only thing to keep in mind here is that you want this chain number to be an even number. So just chain whatever even number of chains to get you that width. Again, I'm gonna do about 9 inches, but whatever works for you works for you. So I'm just gonna do that. So we're gonna chain, wrap the yarn around your hook, and then pull up a loop to make a chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And another thing to note is you want to make sure this is a little bit loose, like nothing crazy, but you don't want to make your chain too tight so that it kind of scrunches up when you start doing the rest of it. So I just did 38 chains, which comes out to just a little bit over 9 inches, which is perfect for me. So once you have whatever that number is for you, again, I did 38, you are now gonna chain an additional 3 chains. So have your even number and then add 3 to that. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 additional chains. And now we're gonna be making a double crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. So to recap, we did our even number, then we added 3 more chains onto that. And now we're gonna be double crocheting after skipping 4 chains. So we're gonna skip this first one here. We're gonna skip the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th and go into this 5th one here with the double crochet. So you're gonna wrap your yarn around the hook once and go into that 5th chain from the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So that is our first double crochet, and this here is kind of acting as if it's a like double crochet chain 1, if you can see. So we kind of have like a little mesh there, and that's going to be the start of our mesh that we're going to be continuing. So getting into that now, we're going to be doing our mesh pattern that we're literally going to follow for the rest of this hammock. So now that we've done our double crochet, you're gonna chain one, and we're gonna skip this next chain and double crochet into the next one. So wrap the yarn around the hook, skip this next chain, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So now we have another double crochet, and we're gonna do the same thing all the way down. So chain one, skip this next chain right there, and then double crochet into the next one. Chain one, skip a stitch, go into the next one with a double crochet, and just do this all the way until the end. And it should work out correctly so that you kind of end on that very last chain, but if you don't, it's really okay. But you're just gonna do this all the way down, do a double crochet, chain one, and then skip a stitch all the way to the end. So I made it to the end here, and you'll see what I mean about how you should land on that ending one if you counted everything right, where I'm gonna chain one, skip this next stitch, and my last stitch will be in that last chain. Again, it's not that deep though. If you have to skip 2 for this last one, unless you're a perfectionist, in which case you can just redo it. It really doesn't matter. So feel free to just skip 2 instead of skipping 1 if you messed up your counting. But if you counted everything correctly, it should end like that. And so this is our first row. And now you are going to chain 3. So chain 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. And that's going to be acting as a double crochet, chain 1. So these first 2 chains here are counting as a double crochet here. So we're not going to be double crocheting right there. That is our double crochet, chain 1. So we're going to go into this next double crochet here with a double crochet, because again, this chain right here is counting as our chain 1. So we're going to go into this with a double crochet, just that double crochet from the previous row right into there. So as you can see, we kind of made a little mesh gap there. And now you're going to chain 1, skip this space, and then go into this next double crochet with a double crochet. And then that's going to be our pattern for the rest of this row. Then chain 1, skip a space, go into the next one with a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space, go into this next one with a double crochet, and that's literally what we're going to do till the end. So only going into the previous row's double crochets and making sure to chain 1 in between each one that you do. So I'm at the end, and I'm going to show you kind of like how we're doing this. So again, like I said, 2 of these chains here at the end of every row are going to count as a double crochet. And so you're going to want to go into the top of those 2. So the best way to do it is just, you see there's a chain right there. You're going to be skipping the first chain and going into the second one from the hook, or from this double crochet. So chain 1, just like normal, and you're going to skip this chain right here and go into the next one or somewhere close to it. Again, like it really is not that deep. So that's going to be the end of our row. Then again, you're going to chain 3 and turn, and we're going to do this exact same thing over again. So yarn over, again, this top chain is counting as our chain 1. So you're going to just skip here and go right into that next double crochet. And by now you've seen the entire pattern. So it's just going into every single double crochet from the last row, chain 1, and then go into the next one. And then you're just going to do what I did at the end, where, you go into this last double crochet here, skip this first chain there, and then go into the second one from the hook. And you're just going to keep doing this literally until you have a length that you're happy with. So I'll probably do a similar length to this other one. Let's see. Comes out to roughly 18 inches long. So I'm probably just going to do that, continue this pattern until I have this length, but you're literally just making a rectangle. It is so incredibly simple. And then I'll show you once you have a length that you're happy with, how to add these little straps. But for now, I'm just gonna continue this pattern going row by row until I have about 18 inches or so, or whatever length you want for your hammock. And then I will come back to you once that's done. All right, so this is what I ended up doing. I'll measure it for you. It's at about 18.5 inches, so roughly the same size as this other one that I made. And now we're gonna be making our little string here. So once you've done your final row, you're going to not cut your yarn yet. We're still gonna use our yarn that's still connected. And so after you do your final stitch here, I just, as you can see, did my last double crochet. Now we are going to be chaining a little bridge here, and you want your bridge to roughly just be this length across. So I am going to count how many I do, so I'll let you know. And then you also want to count just so you can replicate it on the other side and have it be nice and even. So I'm just going to chain a length that can roughly meet over here. So we'll do that. So just, you know, grab your yarn, wrap it around the hook. That's a chain one, and we're gonna just chain a little bridge here. All right, so I did a chain of about 32, if I counted correctly, but roughly close to that. So I did 32, and now we're just gonna attach it over here on this other side. So you're gonna find the very corner, and you're gonna go the chain that we would normally double crochet into at the end of a row. So that second chain from this double crochet, we're gonna go into there. So this second chain, so you're skipping this first chain of the chain 3 and then going in the second. Go into there, and then you're gonna grab your yarn and you're gonna make a slip stitch to connect. So pull through all the loops, and now you've connected to the other side. And now what you're gonna do is just chain one, cut your yarn, and then pull through and tighten that down to secure it. And now we're gonna do the same thing on this other side. So just attach your yarn to either side. I'll just start in this corner that has our other tail here. And I'm gonna go right into the very top right corner, just insert my hook into there. And then to attach my yarn over here, the way I do it is just make a slip knot with a nice long tail so that you can weave that in easily later. Just make a slip knot. So I have my hook inserted here, put the slip knot on the hook, tighten down a little bit, and then just pull that through, and now you can start chaining. So I'm going to chain that 32, the same number that I did on the other side, and I will come back once that's done. All right, I have my 32 chains, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did and fasten it down to this other side. So again, go into that second chain from the hook right there, insert your hook there, and then do a slip stitch through all of your loops to connect it down. And then you're gonna chain one, cut your yarn, and then just pull through and tighten down. And this is literally it. So now all that's left to do is to obviously weave in our ends, which I can show you really quickly, my method. So you're just gonna grab your darning needle, and near wherever that end is that you're trying to weave in, you can just insert your hook, or insert your needle, sorry. And then I'm just kind of weaving it in around through the crocheted work, and then just put it through your needle and then pull it through. And you know, I'm literally just weaving it all the way around. So just kind of trying to make sure it's secure. You can go through wherever you want to go. I might go back up after I went down. So I'll go up here, and then go back up here and through there. Maybe I'll go sideways, like over here. So I'll go through there. You can really, there's no like right way to do this. You just kind of want to get the thread all over, kind of lost in the other crochet that you've done, just so that it doesn't unravel, especially, you know, if this is something that you end up washing, you want to make sure it's nice and secure. So just kind of weave it all the way around wherever your heart desires. And then once you feel like it's pretty secure and you've woven it in around enough, then you can just cut your yarn close to that point and then just kind of like stretch it out. So that end is now woven in, and now you are just going to do that for all of the other ends on this, and then I will show you really quickly just how I hang it up. But that's literally it, you guys. Told you it was so incredibly simple. Okay, so really quickly, I wanted to show you how I actually hung mine up. So it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but I have 2 nails here that I just like put out in the spacing of how I wanted it to hang. And then I'll just show you how I actually hang it up and what it looks like. And then to actually hang it up, I'm literally just gonna hang it from those nails by just putting the little straps over the nails. And then you have your little hammock. I'll put some produce in it for full effect. That's all I have for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Such a short video, super short and sweet, but honestly perfect. And I really enjoyed this. Let me know if you make your own. I'm like so excited to see if you guys make your own. Tag me on all my socials and stuff. It's all in the description. You know where to find me. And just comment if you make your own and if this was helpful at all. If you have any questions, as always, leave that below. Happy to help. But yeah, if this was helpful and you enjoyed it at all, make sure to subscribe and like the video. That's super helpful. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.